Hello, friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Attorney E Immigration Lawyer. Today is January 24th, 2025. And today we're going to talk about the latest on the executive order signed by by the re-elected President Donald Trump. Ito po yung executive order that was signed on January 20, 2025, ending yung birthright citizenship nung certain categories of people in the United States. And I'm going to share with you yung executive order. We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the status of that executive order as well as my opinion po. Okay? All right. So before we start, I want to introduce myself, Attorney Elaine Antonio Bordeaux. We have two locations, one in Dallas, one in Broomfield, Colorado. I'm based in the United States and I've been practicing U.S. immigration law since 2008. Okay, so maraming salamat po for listening, for subscribing, and for commenting. And sana po makatulong sa inyo. Okay, so may nag-request sa akin na pag-usapan naman po itong executive order na ito kasi marami po ang nangangamba. Okay, whether undocumented, whether documented, especially those na may mga anak pong sinilang dito sa Amerika, affected po ba sila? Yun po ang unang tanong. Okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to examine the executive order which was signed by President Trump on January 2025. Hold on lang po 1 second, and I am going to find that executive order. Hold on. Okay. All right. So I'm sharing with you actually the executive order protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship. Okay. So itong executive order na ito, it was signed in January 2025. Okay. In essence, ang sabi dito ay hindi na daw magi-issue ng okay, so well, first let's talk about this. Among the categories of individuals born in the US and not subject to the jurisdiction, the privilege of the United States citizenship does not automatically extend to the persons born in the United States. Ito daw pong citizenship ayon dito sa executive order na ito ay hindi daw po nag-e-extend dito uh, sa mga baby, sa mga children born in the United States kapag ganito po ang kanilang situation. So, kinategorize po niya ito. Okay? Alright. So, sabi dito, number 1, when the person's mother was unlawfully present in the U.S., kung ang nanay ay unlawfully present, and the father was not a U.S. citizen, hindi U.S. citizen, or lawful permanent resident at the time of said person's birth. So kung ang nanay unlawful, ang tatay ay hindi naman US citizen or permanent resident at the time of birth daw, ay hindi daw automatically US citizen. Pangalawa, sabi niya, when that person's mother's presence in the US at the time of said person's birth was lawful but temporary. So yung nanay, kung kahit lawful yung status pero temporary at the time of the birth of the child, hindi rin daw automatic citizen. Ano po yon? Such as those but not limited to yung mga nagvi-visit sa US. Excuse me. Under the auspices of the Visa Waiver Program, yung mga visitor, student visiting on a student visa, work visa, or tourist visa. Ayan. So, maraming mga student visas, visa holders, or visitors, they came here and then kung buntis po sila at dito na sila nanganak, yung mga, uh, yung mga nagtatrabaho, holders ng mga work visas. So, kung nabuntis sila at dito sila nanganak, ay hindi rin po automatic citizen. Kung ang father and the father was not a US citizen or lawful permanent resident at the time of said person's birth. So, kung temporary ang visa daw at ang tatay ng bata ay hindi US citizen or permanent resident, ay hindi rin daw automatic a US citizen. Okay. So yan po in essence ang sinasabi nitong executive order na ito. Sabi niya, ang title nito, Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship. So sinasabi niya, hindi automatic citizen itong mga to. Number one, kapag ang nanay undocumented, and then ang tatay naman ay hindi US citizen or lawful permanent resident at the time of birth of the child. Hindi automatic US citizen ang bata. Okay? Pangalawa, sabi niya, kung ang nanay naman, yung presence niya ay temporary lamang, like student visa, tourist visa, business visa, na temporary in nature, o kaya yung visa waiver program, at ang tatay and the father is not a US citizen or lawful permanent resident, ay hindi rin daw automatic ang citizenship, ang US citizenship. Okay. And then on section 2, ang sabi niya dito, no department or agency of the US government shall issue documents recognizing US citizenship or accept documents issued by state, local, or other governments or authorities purporting to recognize US citizenship. Ano bang document yon? Birth certificate. So, hindi na mag-i-issue ng birth certificate. O hindi rin daw tatanggap ng any documents issued by the state, local, or other governments or authorities purporting to recognize the citizenship of that person. Okay. And then inulit niya yung category na yon. Yun nga, kung ang nanay ay unlawful and ang tatay hindi US citizen or permanent resident at the time of birth, yan, hindi na issue ng birth certificate. When that person's mother's presence ay temporary lamang, but and the person's father was not a US citizen or lawful permanent, hindi rin daw automatic citizen, so hindi rin may issuehan ng mga birth certificates. Okay. So in essence, ini-end niya na yung birthright citizenship. So I just want to explain kung ano po ang you know, what's the big deal about this executive order. And right now, marami pong, I think so many states have filed a civil case na an action to stop this, and there's already a judge that temporarily blocked the implementation of this. And personally, I do not think that this is a constitutional executive order. I think what this executive order is doing is ini-end niya na yung birthright citizenship, which is actually protected by the US Constitution. Okay, so let's talk about that. So, okay, so ang pinagtatalunan dito ay ang interpretation. So let's go back to ano ba yung applicable constitutional provision. Ito po yung the 14th Amendment. Okay. Under the 14th Amendment, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the U.S. and of the state wherein they reside. Okay? So yan po ang pinag-uusapan. Okay, so sabi dito sa provision na to, and that's 14th Amendment of the Constitution. So it laid out na whether born ka dito, you're born in the soil of the United States. Ang tawag po dito sa prinsipyong yan ay jus soli. You are a US citizen. It doesn't matter, whether you're Filipino, you have Filipino parents, you have, the fact that you were born in the soil of the United States. Okay? Ang tawag lang sa principle na yan ay jus soli principle. And that grants automatic U.S. citizenship. Okay. So what this executive order is doing is that it is ending that constitutional guarantee by a mere act of the executive. Okay. Now, an executive order cannot change the Constitution. An executive order cannot amend the Constitution. And there are ways to amend the Constitution, but not by a simple executive order like this. And that's why I think itong executive order na ito is unconstitutional in the first place. Okay, right now, since the adoption of the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, the citizenship of persons born in the U.S. has been controlled by the Citizenship Clause. Ang sabi dito, all persons born or naturalized. Kaya nga tayo, di ba, meron tayong naturalization. You become a U.S. citizen, di ba? Either 3 years or 5 years of permanent residency. And then if you're born in the United States, you're also a U.S. citizen. Now, under the U.S. federal law, a person is a U.S. national and citizen if, number one, born in the U.S. and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Okay, so subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Yun po ang pinagtatalunan. So sabi niya dito sa executive order niya, they are not subject to the jurisdiction daw of the U.S. And that's why they do not extend, so they cannot be extended automatic citizenship. Itong mga undocumented because they are not subject to the jurisdiction of the U.S. Tama ba yun? Okay, so right now, sino ba ang mga U.S. citizens? Okay, born in the U.S., subject thereof. Born in the U.S., a member of an Indian tribe, Inuit, Aleutian, or other Aboriginal tribe. Person of unknown parentage found in the U.S. while under the age of 5. And until shown prior to his attaining the age of 21 not to have been born in the United States. And person is born in the other outlying possession of the U.S. Ito po yung mga teritoryo ng U.S. Okay. Sabi dito, person born in the U.S. and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Now, meron pong landmark case ito. U.S. versus Wong Kim Ark. Let me just share to you what happened in this case. This was the landmark decision on the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, okay? So, sino ba si Wong Kim Ark? Si Wong Kim Ark was born in San Francisco in 1873. Now, ang parehong parents niya, Chinese. He had been denied re-entry to the US after a trip abroad. So, lumabas siya ng US, nung papasok na siya, ayaw na siya papasukin under the Chinese Exclusion Act. So this act was virtually banning all Chinese immigrations and prohibiting Chinese immigrants from becoming naturalized citizens. But with Wong Kim Ark case, he was actually born in San Francisco. He was not immigrating to the United States. He was born in San Francisco in 1873. And so he was refused entry. He challenged the government's refusal to recognize his citizenship, and the Supreme Court ruled in his favor. Ang sabi po ng Supreme Court, the citizenship language in the 14th Amendment encompass the circumstances of his birth. Okay, and could not be limited in its effect by an act of Congress. Kasi ang Act of Congress, yun nga yung China's Exclusion Act, 'di ba? Pero naman si Wong Kim Ark, he was born in the United States, in San Francisco. So sabi ng Supreme Court, hindi pwedeng baguhin yung kanyang citizenship, yung kanyang right, simply because of an act of Congress, yung Chinese Exclusion Act. Because he's born in the United States, his citizenship is protected by the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Okay, so dun sa executive order ni Trump, ang sabi niya, hindi daw automatic ang citizenship nitong mga kategorya nitong mga taong ito because they are not subject of to the jurisdiction of the United States. Yeah, number one, undocumented mother, no US citizen parent, a father or lawful permanent resident father. Pangalawa, mothers with temporary visas only, and no US citizen father or permanent resident father. Okay? So sabi sa executive order niya, wala silang automatic citizenship. But the thing is, under the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, sabi, born in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are US citizens. Okay? Ang may sabi ay US Constitution. Ang executive order is just an act of the president. It is just a it is just an act of the executive. So meron pong principle ang batas na ang supreme law of the land is the Constitution. In fact, when you go to your US citizenship test, isa sa mga tanong yon, di ba? Kasi may mga levels po yan. So yung pinaka-supreme law of the land is the US Constitution. Now, kaya bang baguhin ng isang executive order ang US Constitution? I don't think so. Or by a simple law, hindi po. So may proseso kung paano pwedeng i-amend ang Constitution. And actually, there are two ways, an act of Congress, pero it requires a higher majority kung may gusto silang baguhin, or a convention, which is called an Article 5 convention. So hindi po ito simpleng executive order para baguhin ang Constitution. Otherwise, kung sinong nakaupo, kung papayagan mangyari yon, nagpalit na naman ng presidente, pipirma lang na executive order yung presidente, babaguhin na agad yung Constitution. I don't think that's the way to do it. So I believe that my opinion is that this executive order will definitely be struck down, and this is very unconstitutional, and this is really very scary, because we have the protection under the 14th Amendment. So I'm a naturalized US citizen. My citizenship is protected. Yung aking mga pamangkin, sila ay mga natural born citizens. Ang aking asawa ay isang US citizen. Our citizenships are protected by the 14th Amendment. At hindi po ito po pwedeng basta-basta nilang i-terminate ng isang executive order. Okay? So, para po dun sa ating mga kababayan na nag-aalala, yung sila ay may mga anak na isinilang dito, o kaya ay may mga anak na isisilang, ay wag po kayong mag-alala, sapagkat I don't think that this executive order will go far. Okay? Now, ang sabi nila, baka magkaroon ng issue dun sa interpretation ng Supreme Court. dun sa subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Actually, we're all gonna wait on what the US Supreme Court will say about that. But I think that an executive order cannot just simply amend the US Constitution. Okay? Our US citizenship is protected by the 14th Amendment to the US Constitution, and anything that will change it, that will end it, will be unconstitutional. Okay, so wag po kayong mag-worry. Yan po ang ating topic for today. Sana po ay nakatulong ako at naintindihan ninyo. And if you would like to schedule a consultation with me, mag-email kayo 713, mag-text kayo 713-315-7793 or mag-email kayo eb@eboardlaw.com. All right, until next time po. Bye-bye.